Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Regular Show episodes 7 through 12. And that may get you wondering about something here. It's like, wait, you're doing 6 episodes in one video? And yeah, I am. I mean, why not, right? No, but there is actually a reason. See, funny story. Right after I started reacting to Regular Show, Rarity Dash started reacting to Regular Show. And while I was technically ahead of him at first, he reacts to 4 episodes every time he does his reaction. So his most recent reaction that he put up, not counting today or whatever, his 5 and 6 reaction, I couldn't do originally. I couldn't finish going through it originally because I was behind. I mean, I could finish it now, I just haven't gotten to it yet. But like today, I believe Mondays is, funny enough, the day he puts out, either Monday or Tuesday. And which means today he's going to be putting out another reaction to it, which is going to be 7 and 8, right? Now, if I just watched, or no, it would be 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I just watched only a couple episodes, like I had been, I'd be behind again. And I wouldn't be able to get to it until whenever, and then I'd probably end up just keep falling further and further behind. So it's just like, I mean, that happens with so many shows of his that I just keep getting so behind on it. It's just hard to catch up and everything. And I just don't want to keep getting behind on his reactions like that, because I like to watch his reactions as they come out, as they're fresh. That's just how I like to watch a lot of reactions. I mean, I'll watch reactions when they're older, of course, but I prefer to watch them, if I can, when they're newer, when they're fresh. I don't know. But yeah, so we're doing a bunch of episodes this time. We're going all the way up until the end of the season. And yeah, it's just, I think it's the best way to do it. Now, so the question is, okay, if I'm trying to keep caught up, am I going to keep going with this? Because a lot of the times when I do a show like this, I'll take breaks between seasons, and this will end the season. And I know that there's 28 episodes in season 2. So will I be just straight up continuing on after this season, or will I wait and then end up getting behind on Rarity Dash anyway? Because, I mean, that's happened before. And the answer is, I don't know. Because that's the thing. I was originally doing this to try and get caught up with him, but then I thought about it. Then I thought about before making this video, and especially now that I am making this video and talking more about it, I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I do normally stop and take breaks between each season, so I'm not just reacting to the same show for too long. And am I going to do that with Regular Show? Well, here's the thing. I haven't been reacting to Regular Show that long. Like, before this, there's been, like, what? 3 videos? This would be the 4th video. It's only been a month since I started reacting to Regular Show. But the thing is, the next season, again, is more than double length, the first season. So if this one took 4 videos to get through, I mean, the next season could probably end up taking 12. And again, that's because this one is a lot of episodes. So, and it's just like, that could be a long, long time. I don't know. Now, I've taken breaks on shows in the middle of the season and come back to them. But it's like, I don't know. I'm gonna basically put it up to the series. See what we have for these last 6 episodes of the season, this last half of the season. Um, and if I feel like I'm really excited to see more, then we'll continue. If not, then we'll put it on hold, watch something else, and come back to it. And unlike Loud House, I will not let it get to 8 months before we continue with season 2. I do not want to do that again. So yeah, that is the plan as of now. We're gonna finish out season 1 today, the last 6 episodes, 7 through 12, and then as if we're going to continue, I will announce that by the end of the video, by the end of this redirect during my afterthoughts. It will be based on whether or not I really feel I want to continue with this show after this point. If I don't continue, then we'll have another poll. It's as simple as that. And then probably after that, we'll bring back regular show after another spot or 2 opens up from other slots or whatnot. Basically what I'm saying is regular show won't be on a poll thing anymore. It'll just be whenever another slot opens up on another day. But probably 2 slots after 2 more slots open up. Because I do have some other plans, and again, try to keep a little bit of time between. You know what I mean. I do want to keep Mondays as the poll days still. But yeah, that is the plan as of now. Either way, we'll probably end up continuing because I am enjoying the show. But yeah, so let's just get on with this though. Let's just get on with this because we do have 6 episodes to get through today, and it's already 5 o'clock. And while I'm able to do this without too much trouble, I do want to get in. I do want to get to it. So, yeah. I don't know anything about these episodes. I don't know anything pretty much about this series going forward. Again, I know a couple things from a couple clips I might have seen here and there, but nothing really substantial, I'd say. And I don't know. I might see something that looks kind of familiar. I might see something that I might have seen a clip or something from before, but it's... With as many episodes as this series has, I mean, it has 8 seasons and all, and I think a movie as well, it's unlikely that I'll recognize too much. But yeah, I am excited to see what these last episodes have for us. Not every episode of the show has been an amazing hit, but overall, the series has really surprised me in a positive way. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so this was a really fun set of episodes. I really enjoyed them, to varying degrees, of course, but that's just gonna happen. And yeah, I think the big question at this moment, though, is whether or not we're going to continue this right away, or if we're going to take a break and watch something else in the meantime, and just kind of continue on basically as we do. And get back to regular show at some point in the future. Obviously, we wouldn't take as long as we did with Loud House, but still. And at this point, after seeing these episodes, I said I was going to leave it up to these episodes. Basically see what I felt after watching them, how I felt like, just what I felt like it would be, if it would be good to continue on for now, since I did go through these so quickly. since season 1 was only 12 episodes, I got through it in like 4 videos. So, yeah, it's just, that is the question. And as you may notice, I am putting this off. I don't fully know why I'm putting this off at this point, but okay, we're going to continue. We're continuing for now. Yeah, I don't know exactly how long we'll go. We might take a break in the middle of season 2, because again, season 2 is like more than double length season 1. Or we might go all the way through and then take a break after season 2. I don't know how it's going to end up working. But I really did enjoy these episodes. And I really think that it's worth continuing on for now. I think that I really want to see where this goes. It doesn't have any big story or anything, but I really enjoy it. And I just want to see more, you know? So let's actually talk about these episodes. So episode 7, our first episode today, was Grilled Cheese Deluxe. So in this, Mordecai and Rigby eat Benson's grilled cheese because Rigby's an unbearable asshole sometimes. And so they are sent to get a new one. They get involved with these astronauts and end up having to stop some really bad stuff from happening before things go way too far. And in the end, they manage to stop it, but obviously they're kicked out. Because the entire thing basically is about lying. The episode is about lying and who can lie better, and in the end, they eventually do have to tell the truth. And, I mean, obviously, in real life, I do not believe lying is a good thing. Lying is very bad, and it's something that should never be done. I believe in honesty. And even more than that, I believe in openness about honesty. I believe that you shouldn't hide things either. You shouldn't pretend to be someone else. You shouldn't fake who you are. You shouldn't hide who you are from anyone. Now, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say that everyone should be forced to tell the truth and be open and honest with people all the time, because there are circumstances and stuff that are for those people that make it hard. Like, a lot of people in the LGBT community have a hard time coming out due to various circumstances in their lives and with the people surrounding them. And I'm not saying that they have to, like, they have to come out. They have to be open and honest. No, I'm not going to say that. But for me personally, I truly believe in open and honest, just being open and honest with people. That's why, I mean, when I came out as trans, it wasn't long after I originally came to the realization. Like, I wasn't in the closet for very long at all, because I didn't really agree with doing that. I felt like I had to be who I am. I had to be honest about it. I couldn't keep it hidden. And for me personally, that's something I've always agreed with. And so seeing people and characters and stuff lying like this, it's like, especially having a lying contest, basically, it does irritate me a little bit. I won't lie. It's like, just tell the truth, you idiots. But again, I understand that's just a personal thing for me, so I don't take it too far, and I never really, like, get too angry with it. So then we had episode 8, The Unicorns Have Got to Go. That title was interesting to me when I saw it, when the episode started and all, because it's like, I mean, obviously I'm a Pegasister, or brony as a more blanket term. I love My Little Pony, and I love unicorns, even in general. I just love unicorns. So that automatically got my attention, and I like that the unicorns are complete asshole dudes. I love that because, I mean, I don't love their character, don't get me wrong, but I love that they are that character. Because in all of these different shows and stuff, and all of these different iterations in My Little Pony and stuff, Like, yeah, there's some bad unicorns out there. I mean, there's the asshole unicorn in Gravity Falls. There's some bad unicorns, such as Prince Blueblood in My Little Pony. But there's but most of the time in pop culture, unicorns are portrayed as being good. And if they're like these sentient beings that can speak and stuff, they're usually very regal, very smart, very kind and beautiful, and all of this positive stuff. So seeing unicorns portrayed as like these dude bros is hilarious to me. And it's not the first time this kind of thing's been done. Hell, Star versus the Forces of Evil kind of did that too. Granted, her unicorns, or warnicorns, as from her spell, they're cool guys. They're good guys. They're just dudes as well. Like they lift. Like they really lift. But it's cool kind of seeing like these dude bro kind of unicorns, but also have them actually just be assholes about it too. It's just a really nice touch that I just enjoy. That I like that they did it that way. And Armand Artisan Radamal, I'm probably horribly mispronouncing that, so I apologize. The voice of the unicorns did a fantastic job. It was just wonderful. And I like how all of this basically started because Mordecai was trying to impress Margaret. Because that is probably the only ongoing storyline to this show right now. Mordecai likes Margaret. He wants to impress her. He wants to date her. But she always ends up having these other boyfriends that she never seems to stick with. There was the one guy we saw at the concert who was honestly an asshole. Clearly. And she even showed that she didn't like the way he was acting towards Mordecai. And now we see this guy, and this guy seems like a cool guy, but it's probably not going to work out as well. They're definitely building up to Mordecai and Margaret getting together. We're seeing that Margaret has had multiple other boyfriends at this point, but they're definitely building up to these two. And they're taking their time with it. They're showing how their relationship grows and evolves, and I like that. I really like that. I think it's a fantastic way to do it because that's realistic. Like, love is built not on just a infatuation with someone and the way they look and all. Love is built on getting to know someone, on getting to learn who they are and learning to care about who they are. Love takes time. It takes effort. It's not just instantaneous. Love at first sight does not exist, no matter what people might say. That's not love. Lust at first sight exists. You can find someone attractive and pretty and everything at first sight, but it's not true love. Love at first sight doesn't exist because it can't. As I said, love takes time. It takes effort. It takes just the ability to care for someone, and you can't just have that right away. I don't care what anyone says. There is no such thing as love at first sight. So I like that they're doing it this way, to where Mordecai and Margaret are gaining this relationship with each other. They're actually building something here. And they're not dating right away. They're not even thinking about it. Well, Mordecai's thinking about it, but right now they're just friends and they're getting to know each other more. It's really nice to see. But moving on, so the 9th episode, because I want to continue talking about these, is Prank Callers, with the return of Tim Curry as the master prank caller. So in this one, Mordecai and Rigby are checking out these videos by this master prank caller and decide to try and prank him. But he's too powerful and sends them back to 1982, I think? Sends them back to the 80s. And they bring their friends there to try and help them escape and everything. And it's like, they go through this time, like, dimension thing, which is fantastic. Like, they go into this, like, this hallway of doors and everything. I used it for my thumbnail, you notice? And it reminds me of a couple different things. It reminds me of the hallway of doors in Beetlejuice. I know that seems kind of random, but in Beetlejuice, there's this hallway of doors that leads to different places and whatnot. And the husband and wife, I cannot think of their names right now, but they end up going through it at one point. And it's like, there's also this one place, it's like the Room of Lost Souls or something, where it's like death for the dead and everything. The janitor like closes it off for them and everything. But even more than that, it reminds me of an episode of Gravity Falls, where the characters go inside Stan's mind, and there's all these doors leading to different memories and stuff. It just really makes me think of those kinds of things. And that's a good thing, because those are, like, Beetlejuice is a fantastic movie, and that episode of Gravity Falls, easily one of its better ones. So, yeah, definitely a big plus there. After that, we had Don, starring Julian Dean as Rigby's younger brother, Don. So, Don is an interesting one. Now, I've seen various shows and movies and whatnot where a character's sibling or something is introduced, a family member or whatnot, and they don't like that family member, especially if it's a sibling. The family member, like, is always stealing their thunder. The family member is always, like, distracting all their friends from what they're doing. And the thing is, I can kind of relate to this. When I was growing up, because of my autism and stuff, my parents actually hired this company. And it was basically like they would send out someone to basically spend time with me, and just kind of someone to just be there with me, be there with me, be there for me, and again, just kind of spend time with me, as a way to like help me just deal with life in a lot of ways. And so I became friends with this guy named Ben, and we would play video games, we would hang out, we would go to movies. It was basically just that. We would hang out. We would spend time together. And it was awesome. We had a lot of fun with it. And, I mean, I wish I was still in contact with him. I've been trying to get in contact with him, but it has not been working out greatly. But it was a lot of fun. But the problem is that every time we would hang out, like, at my house at the time, this was before I had moved down to Georgia and everything, so I was still in like early high school and all. My brother, who was a lot younger then, obviously, as well, he was always trying to like steal Ben away, basically. He was always trying to get Ben's attention, try to steal him away from me while we were hanging out. There was one point where he was standing in front of the TV while we were trying to play games because he wasn't being allowed to play with us, even though, once again, Ben was legitimately there for me. Like, he was literally hired to spend time with me. And my brother would, like, turn off games and stuff, and eventually there was a lot of times where we had to leave, or Ben had to leave, and we just, like, called it a day at that point, and stuff like that. It's just, like, because we couldn't deal with that. And, I mean, obviously, since then, my brother's grown up quite a bit. He's 19 now. I've grown up quite a bit. I'm not as emotional. Well, I'm still very emotional, but not as much as I was then. And the point is, I can relate to Rigby a little bit here. Which I hate to say, because the fact that I relate to Rigby is disgusting to me, but... but yeah, it's just... I get where he's coming from. Because in that flashback we saw where Don kind of stole the thunder away from him during his own party, that also reminded me of an episode of My Little Pony, where Sweetie Belle was angry because Rarity stole the thunder from her party. And it's just like, in the end, in that episode, Sweetie Belle realizes that that was never Rarity's intention, and she even told Sweetie's friends that she never wanted to do that wasn't why she was there, that she was there to help her sister. And Sweetie realized this, and she apologized to Rarity. And kind of a similar thing happened here. Now, obviously, this came first. This episode came well before that episode of My Little Pony, but still. Heck, My Little Pony might have borrowed it from this, for all I know. But either way, we have in this one where Rigby is upset that his brother did all this and kept stealing his thunder. And he grew this hatred for him because of it. But in the end, he eventually realizes that that was not his brother's intention after he actually talks to him. He realizes that his brother was actually always kind of jealous of him and wanted to be cool like him. And that's why he did all this stuff. And in the end, they do seem to make up. No, I mean, it didn't seem like they were like best of buddies or anything, but they made up well enough. So I think it was just a overall really nice episode, actually. I liked the humor in it too, but I just really liked the kind of connection I found in it through my own life, as well as one of my favorite shows of all time. So yeah, I really did like that one. But then we had Rigby's body, and this one was weird as hell to me. So Rigby and Mordecai, they're working the concession stand. Pops tells them that he's allowed to eat free junk food and stuff while he's on shift working the snack bar and all. And so Mordecai and Rigby think they can too. Rigby ends up going too far and getting obsessed with eating junk food to the point where his body literally rejects him because of it and pushes his consciousness out, I think it was supposed to be. So Mordecai and the others try to help him get his body back, but they find out that this bodybuilder who had also lost his body because he worked out too much, I guess, he ends up taking Rigby's body, and so they have to try and get it back at that point too. And Rigby eventually discovers what he did was wrong when everything goes wrong for him. So I found out the bodybuilder is voiced by Jeff Bennett, which is fantastic because Jeff Bennett has a history of playing muscular meatheads, let's put it that way. I mean, he was Johnny Bravo. But yeah, it's just Jeff Bennett's a fantastic voice actor, just in general. But yeah, this episode was just really weird for me. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad. It was pretty entertaining, but it was weird, like just the concept of that all. But then I do want to especially talk about Mordecai and the Rigbys. So our final episode of the season, Mordecai and Rigby kind of in this almost drunken-like stupor, order a bunch of band t-shirts because they're going to pretend they're being a band. I know they probably weren't actually drunk. They were just having way too much fun and going out of hand. So Margaret shows interest in it, so they decide, especially because of Mordecai, decide to actually perform for this open mic night. They eventually end up getting visited by their future selves who try to help them, and during the performance they're doing really well until they find out they've just been lip syncing the entire time and it's all been fake. And so Mordecai comes up with this actually really nice speech about why they were doing it all and everything, and what everything was about, why they were doing it and how they were doing it and everything. And it was actually really nice the way it was worded. And I mean, I can completely understand how Margaret actually liked that in the end, because I mean, it kind of goes with what I said about my beliefs on being open and honest. When you're open and honest with people, they're going to respect you more. Even if you've made a huge mistake, just be open and honest with them, explain things, and they'll respect you for doing that. I mean, sometimes they might still be upset with you, yes. But at least you were respectful enough to do that. At least you didn't keep lying or trying to throw someone else under the bus, right? The song we got in it was just kind of okay. The lyrics were honestly crap, but the rest of it was okay. And we had some other just fun little jokes and stuff. It didn't feel like much of a season finale, But I don't really think much of this season felt like it had any real structure. It just felt like it was kind of it was really just kind of a bunch of episodes. I don't know if this was originally planned to be a season finale, so maybe that's the reason too. Um, I don't know. One other thing to note from these episodes I actually forgot to mention, back in the Prank Callers one, when they went back to the 80s, we actually got some real good lore and found out why Pops is the way he is. Now, Pops is one of my favorite characters by far. He's just delightful. I just really love his personality. I love his naive innocence. Let's be honest, he's adorable. He is an adorable character. He's just fun, he's nice, he's lovable. It's like you can't hate on someone like this. And we find out that he actually used to be pretty intelligent and pretty just normal. And the reason he got like this is because when sent back to the 80s, our heroes, our main characters, ran him over and just completely, like, fucked up his brain. And it was kind of hinted a little bit in these episodes that maybe it was like a cell phone thing that caused all of this, because he gave the cell phones to Mordecai and Rigby. It's like, oh, they could cause brain tumors or something. It's like, I was thinking like, oh, that explains a lot. And it's like, maybe that's what happened. But no, we find out this happened instead. It was almost like a misdirect. So it's like, I like that. I like the way they did that. And I like that we got an explanation for the way he is. And again, I mean, I love the way he is. I think, he's delightful. He's lovable. He's adorable. And you can't hate him. But it's like, we actually find out why he's like that. And it's wonderful to know. It's cool. It's lore. It is legitimate lore to the universe of this series. So now I want to talk about something as well with these episodes that I talk about every time we do a reaction to regular show. The structure of this series, how each episode is formatted. See, all the episodes of this series so far seem to have a single type of format. And every episode has it. Even these 6, grilled cheese deluxe, they're just having to get a new grilled cheese sandwich because of Rigby being a fucking idiot. And having him and Mordecai eat Benson's sandwich. And so they somehow get involved in being astronauts and have to stop an antimatter explosion. It's an ordinary setup, a regular setup, an extraordinary outcome. Unicorns have got to go. Mordecai is wanting to get a new cologne so he can impress Margaret. He's basically trying to get Axe body spray. And then a bunch of unicorns show up and it becomes party central. Because they're dude bros. Prank callers. They're prank calling. That's pretty simple, pretty ordinary. And then they start traveling through time and space. And what the fuck? Dawn. We have family trouble. We have trouble with the park being audited. And then all of a sudden, the park being audited means it's going to be erased from existence. What? Rigby's body. Eating too much junk food turns into your body literally pushing your consciousness out. And of course, the final episode, Mordecai and the Rigbys, trying to pass themselves off as a band, turning into a visit from their future selves. Each of these episodes, every single episode of this first season at least, has gone by that format. And I love it. I mentioned this during the reaction as well, but I love that this show sticks to that format, but it doesn't feel overly repetitive. See, that's the problem that a lot of shows have. For a huge example, Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. That show has a formula, but it was so excessively repetitive with its formula that it just felt like it was going nowhere. Regular show, on the other hand, it definitely has a formula. Every episode has the same kind of setup. Regular thing, extraordinary outcome. But every episode feels new. It feels fresh. It feels like it's doing something different with its characters, even if it's not. Even if it's like still, even if multiple episodes are just, oh, Rigby's a dumb fucking idiot. Mordecai has to fix things. Maybe Skips has to help fix things. A lot of times Skips has to help fix things, so Skips seems to be in the know in a lot of stuff. But it's like, it's very formulaic. But at the same time, it never feels like it's falling into that trap. And I don't know how it's doing that, but I love it. I love it when a show can actually have a formula, but not feel trapped by it. Feel like it's actually still fresh and exciting and funny and entertaining every time, as if you're watching it for the first time. It's impressive. That's why I already said earlier in these afterthoughts, we are continuing for now. We are going to continue watching this. No, normally I wouldn't continue at this point. I'd take a break. Even though I'm enjoying it, I normally would have taken a break, but it's because of how well it handles this formula that I'm choosing to want to continue it, because I just keep getting excited about it. So yeah, starting next week, we're going to be starting on season 2 of Regular Show. And again, I don't know exactly how far we're going to end up going. We could get halfway through season 2 and I might want to take a break and watch something else for a little bit. We might end up getting all the way through season 2 and I want to watch something else. Heck, we might get through season 2, get through season 3, 4, and so on. Now, I know there's 8 seasons total, and I don't yet know if we're going to end up reacting to all of them, because you never know. There could come a time where I do get bored of this show's formula. There could come a time where I just stop liking the show or stop wanting to react to it specifically. I don't know. That's the thing. It could happen. It could not. But yeah. We'll just have to see. But for the time being, at least, we are going to continue, especially because we've not been reacting to this series long. Again, this is like the 4th week we've reacted to it. I don't want to stop reacting to it yet. So yeah, I know these afterthoughts are pretty long, but I mean, we had 6 episodes to cover and a lot to talk about. And yeah, I just really am enjoying the series. I mean, it's not one of my favorite shows of all time. It's nowhere near that level. It's nowhere near the level of even Disenchantment, of She-Ra, and other shows I've watched recently. Heck, I'd even say that I'd say that I personally like Hilda more, in terms of just what it's generally about and how it paces itself and stuff like that. But just this has really impressed me in ways I just never thought it would. I thought when I first started reacting to it, I thought it was going to be another Gumball. I thought it was going to be another example of a show that takes forever to really get going. A show that takes forever to really get going to the point where the beginning episodes aren't good. And just end up being annoying trash. And I felt like I was going to drop it as well, because of the clips I had seen before. But apparently the couple of very few clips I had seen before were just not the best clips, or maybe because they were out of context. They weren't as interesting to me. But watching the show as episode by episode and all has been such a just fantastic experience. I'm really enjoying this, and I can see completely now why this show had so much hype behind it. Why, when it finally ended, after 8 seasons and a movie, it was so well received. Why that finale made so many people cry. This show is something special. Again, even if it doesn't end up staying that way throughout the entire run, the fact that it's able to do this, and do it this well, and keep going for an entire season, and again, only 12 episodes, but the fact that it's still able to do this and all, to any length like this, is impressive. It is legitimately impressive. It is wonderful. I love it when a show can impress me this much. Especially a show that I didn't have a lot of hope for. So yeah, obviously very impressed, very excited for the future. And again, we might take a break at any point from it once Season 2 starts, but we're going to definitely be starting Season 2 next week. So tell me your thoughts on these 6 episodes down in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles, shed tears along the way, you're still standing, live, love, laugh.